going to show you how to put an ignition coil on your 2008 PT Cruiser. My car has been making little sputtering noises, and my car engine, check engine light, has been on for a while. So I still run it, and I plugged in my little code thingy, and it says it has a misfire on cylinder 3. And so I YouTubed it, and I heard it could be the coil box. So I replaced everything else. The oxygen sensors, the camshaft position sensor, the other little sensor that I can't think of what it is. It's had all the sensors replaced, and it has new spark plugs and new wires, and it's still doing it. But I noticed on the little ignition coil box, that's where you plug in the top part of the plug wire. I noticed that to be a little teeny bit chewed up. I don't know if that's what's causing the problem, but I'm going to show you how to replace it, hopefully. I'm replacing it myself because most garages take advantage of women, and they wrap us for a lot more money than what is actually needed, and they'll say things are wrong with the car that aren't actually wrong with it. So I'm going to try to replace that to see if it takes care of the problem, because I YouTubed it and it's fixed a lot of other people's misfire problems. Going to show you what my car is doing, especially when I turn on the air conditioner. So there is the code. And when the air conditioner's off, it runs a little bit better. But then when I turn it on, you can hear a little bit noise, like the engine noise goes down. I'm gonna back it up, but I don't know if it'll do it. Let's see. Of course it's not doing it now. But it sputters at red lights like it wants to shut off. So I'm gonna change out the ignition coil box and see if that makes a difference. To start with, you're going to need some sockets, a toolkit, and a ratchet. I'm going to use this ratchet with this little turny thing. It swivels. It's really cool, and it's easy to get the cover off this thingy in here. And I'm going to use an 8mm and a 13mm. Alright, let's get to it. And I don't know what we need underneath, but I'll let you know in a minute. Okay, everything's really tight in here, so I'm going to set this aside for a second. And to get to where the coil box is, I'll show you. Hold on. Okay, and this is the ignition coil box, and the top of the spark plug wires hook into here. And make sure you don't drop this. Be super careful because you don't want to mess it up. So we're going to set this aside. And this is a 2008 PT Cruiser, and everything in it is super tight. Okay, to start with, we're going to have to take this hose off because this has to lift up. So, take this off and then slide this out. Take off that. Pull this little thingy out. And be careful, put this up here. Take your 8mm. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. So we're gonna loosen this. this one's kind of nice because you can straighten it out and just turn these. And then turn them a little bit, and I'm going to do every other one. Carefully take all these out. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. Carefully you don't lose this little nut underneath. Set these aside, be careful. I'm gonna fast forward this until I take this out. Before I take this off, I'm gonna take this little thingy off. This little clip thingy, slide the red up the whole way until it clicks like that, and then you can slide this off so that you can lift it out of the way easily. It's not, sure you can. Oh, push this down, this little gray thing in the back, and then you should be able to slide it off when it's stuck. Really on there. Alright, well, I'm just going to leave it on. I'm pushing it back in. Get something to hold this up. Lift this carefully because there's these little rectangular thingies in here, little seal things. Well, there should be. They're all up here. So you need something to lift it up, get it out of your way. I'm going to use this. Or better yet, you know what I think I'll do? Yeah. Let me see. Anything up, so you have to be super careful. I just need to lift that. This is the ignition coil box we need to change out. I'm going to lower this a bit so you can see. Now we don't want anything to fall into these holes, so I'm going to cover this with a towel. If something falls in there, you're in big trouble. We don't want that to happen. Now I already placed out these spark plugs and wires, and these are new wires, but I need to take these off so I can change the coil box. So you have to carefully, or I'll have to get new wires, carefully take those out. Try not to mess them up. It out. See how this is kind of chewed up? Something's not right with this ignition coil box. And I have to take this clip off. Hopefully I can get that out. I had trouble with the other one. This one's all chewed up. Do you see that? Hold on tight to this rubber boot in two places. Straight off there. And then there's red clips on these. Let me get a screwdriver. Try to pull that out. I'm going to push it from this side, this little red clip. There. Now it's up a little bit. Maybe I can pull that. No, I don't want to mess up my nails. I'm going to get that little chisel thingy again. Push that clip the whole way up. Ouch. Ouch, that hurt. And then, I don't know why they make this stuff so difficult. And then I need need a little screwdriver. Of course I can't find one, but I'm gonna look. I have like limited tools. I don't have all the tools that guys would have, but I do have some cool tools. And I have vice grips, which I use for everything, but I don't think this will work in this case. I just need to get that clip off carefully. So that's pulled out. That off. I have that upper arm strength that a guy has, which is kind of stuck there. But if you really want to, just think of something like you know, and then give it a little oomph. But be super careful you don't break anything. So that's off. Yay! All right, now I have to find out what size these are. Okay, these are 10 millimeter little bolts. And let me tell you, you can pull this up higher if you can get off this clip, which maybe you don't even have to take that off, but there's a bolt right here in the back. You can take that off. I didn't, but I was going to. And that's a 13 millimeter because it holds on right here. And if you take that off, then you can pull this up back farther. But I'm not going to. I'm just going to leave it like this, hooked up with my ratchet. With my bungee cord. Okay, so I'm going to put on the 10 millimeter. Make sure it's going the right way. That's the right way because we want counterclockwise. And then push down a little bit. Careful. You don't want to mess anything up. I'm always afraid I'm going to screw something up. But God willing, it works out somehow.
Sometimes it takes me a little longer, but I was able to replace the master cylinder on my old Mazda. I did the front and rear brake shoes and drums on my daughter's car. My car, when my daughter has a TSO 2015, she has a nicer car than mine, but she has brake pads, not drums on the back of her car. I also have done things when my friend's, my girlfriend's son is a mechanic. His name's Brian, so he's helped me out a lot, but I was able to put a starter in a car, and then also in one of the cars, in a Cavalier, and I get the cars confused what all I did, but I put a starter. I didn't put a starter in this one. I put something in this car, and it's like it was all crunched down. There, it was so hard to reach. I forget what that was. I don't know if it was a starter or not. It was something. But, oh look, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. So I wonder, I had a Misfire, so was there 3? I don't know if it had anything to do with that. Not sure. It's important you remember which wire goes to which thing also, just to let you know. You don't screw anything up. Should have said that first.
So let me show you. This is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4. So 1 goes to 1, 2 goes to 2, 3 goes to 3, and 4 goes to 4.
1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm guessing my Misfire and number 3 was something to do with this one. But we'll find out. I'm going to keep taking these off. I also didn't know you could use one of those little pancake air compressors to take off your wheels and stuff like that. And I thought you had to have like this huge air compressor, and you just need a little one, which is pretty cool. I was really happy about that. I don't like storing big things in my basement anyway. And I think my favorite tool of all times is the cheap vice grips. Cheap vice grips that I get from Harbor Freight or Walmart. Pretty awesome. And of course, we're going to see how this works. This is my new ignition coil pack.
Make sure your numbers line up in the right way when you put it on. 1, 2, 3, 4. You don't want to spin it around the wrong way because you'll get everything confused and it'll be all cattywampus, and your clip thingy will be on the wrong side. But I ordered that and it said OEM, but however it says made in China. I don't know if I bought it on Amazon. I don't know if they just call their company OEM, which is pretty clever because it tricks people into buying products from them thinking that they're original car pieces and parts, and they're not. Their companies just probably call it OEM, but we'll see. I don't care if it's a real original OEM They're not as long as it works really well. Alright, I'm going to take this sticky one off.
Ew, look how gross that is. Do you see how disgusting that is? Look how chewed up these are. I'm going to clean off under here too because that's disgusting. So we'll clean it off and get it all polished before I finish and I put this on.
Let me see if I can show you these up under here. Those blue ones. Those can fall out, so be careful. I did it. Just start to hand tighten them in.
On the wall. Get off that wall. Get down. What are you doing? Get out of the flowers. What did I tell you about getting in the flowers? What did I tell you about getting in the flowers? You come here. You come here. Get down. You get down. Get down. Zoe, get down. You come here. You get out of the flowers. Zoe, what are you doing?
Now to tighten these up. And I still don't know what I did with my 10mm socket, so luckily I have another one. It's like one of the most used sockets. And I heard a blink, so I think it might have fallen down onto the ground. I'll find out when I move my car. But tighten these up. Fast forward this, and then, well, here, I'll put the clip on. And this thingy was on the left side, closest to where the coolant goes, so I'm going to push it in until it snaps. Go the whole way until it snaps, and then push that red clip back in, which is going to be tricky for me, but I'll do it. But I'm going to take it off camera because I'm probably going to scream a little bit while I try to push that clip in. Right, now let's make sure these all go on the right places. One will go on one. Slide it on there. And push it in straight until it clicks. Two will go on two. Push it on straight until it clicks. Hear the click. Three will go on three. 1, 2, 3. Until it clicks, and 4 will go in here. Push that on straight till it clicks. Everything is in. We'll really hope and pray that this makes a difference. Now, take this off, move this mermaid towel out of the way. And put this down. And we're going to put these screws back in. I didn't mean to do that. Okay, now this goes down, and the towel comes out, and this goes down. Make sure nothing is on there. Be careful you don't drop anything in there. And make sure all your little seals, your little rubber gasket seals are up there. Push this down. And then we're going to put all 5 of these little screws back in. I'll hand tighten the outside ones again. Be careful, you don't want to over tighten these, and you don't want to under tighten them either. So I'll put these 3 on the outside in, and then I'll stick the other ones in. And just start them in there. Look, I didn't even have to take the air box off, which is weird because I usually always do to get to everything, but it worked out. I'm going to shut this off and finish tightening these up. I'm going to use just my socket in my hand, this little long 8mm socket to get this started. Turned it. You need a little bit of a longer socket for right in between these thingies. It's hard to reach. I don't know why they make everything so difficult, but they do. I'm sure they could figure out an easier way. But then we wouldn't have to take our car to the garage, I guess. What's the purpose of it? I don't know. Okay, so I'm going to finish tightening these up.
Look how nice this little socket works to put these in. It gives it like a really perfect angle for you to just turn it around. But, you know, like I said, don't over tighten them. Don't under tighten them either. So, you get it. Just perfect. Alright, now, don't forget about this box. Take this, and we're going to put this back where it belongs. So this little thingy here goes right into this hole, like that. And then this box cover goes on. And this is disgusting. This needs washed off. This whole part needs washed off. Kind of gross. Just when you grab it, all this icky stuff gets on there. It needs cleaned off, so you can detail that later. Block, block, block. So just put this on with the puzzle. Little clips will go in these little slots.
A little groove right there. This slides in sideways like that, and then this is flat. Make sure it fits right, and then put this cover on. Slide the little things in, and then clip it in up like that. And then your car, push this back on, should be back together, hopefully. Alright, so I'm going to close everything up and then start it, and we'll see what happens. Since this car is out of warranty, and just so I know what all I replaced on this car, and to let the auto mechanics know that I was here, I think I'm going to start putting little happy faces on the stuff that I put in. So I'm going to take my balloon twisting white heading marker, and I'll put a little happy face on my ignition foil box. Now let me see where it is. It's right there. So I know what I put on in this car, and a little smile for the auto mechanics. They have to work on it to brighten up their day. And get your tools that might be sitting up here, and I'll start it and we'll see how it sounds. Make sure all your clips and everything's back together. Ready to take this for a ride, but I noticed my dog has grabbed my rag that I was wiping off the old ignition coil with. So now I have to get that back. You give me that. Make sure you get all this tuck out off your hands too. And I'll show you the cleaner I use, and then don't forget to put hand lotion on so your hands aren't dry, because all this icky stuff comes off on your hands. Fast Orange hand cleaner is what I use.
Cleans up a little bit better than if you've been balloon twisting or face cleaning all day. Not too bad. Works pretty well. Oops. I did get a fingernail fall for that.
Racing the code now to see what happens. Okay, now my air conditioner is on, which usually causes a problem. I'm taking it for a test drive. Seems to be driving a little better. Nope, it's bottoming out, so it must be one of the sensors or something else. So it's still doing it, but at least I have a new ignition coil box on there. And I'm gonna take it for a drive around the block to see what happens. Hopefully we don't break down, LOL.
This seems to ride better. Not sure yet.
One good thing is it does seem to be like driving lighter. Like usually I have to keep stepping on the gas. So it just seems like it's not so like hard on the engine. And my air conditioner is on, so that's a good thing. This is the big test here at the stop sign with the air on. It usually bottoms out, which it's not doing, so that may have fixed it. If not, I'll have to check all my sensors, maybe clear the air take sensor, that little one inside the hose. Goes up from the air filter, or get a new one. But for now, it sounds good. Alright guys, I'll see you next time. Until then, take care.